It's Miss Kia Waters, and you're watching the Royalty Room Live. I'm here with special guest, Jetboy Cass. Hey, Jetboy.
What's up, Miss Waters?
Now, what brings you to Atlanta? Because you be on the road.
What actually brought me to Atlanta in the first place was I made the song Brick by Brick. Once I wrote that song, I went to Chicago, Indianapolis, and Memphis, which was like closer to home, St. Louis to me, East St. Louis.
Shout out to St. Louis.
And after going to them three cities, I got a call from a promoter, and it was like, would I come down to Columbus, Georgia, open up for Mo3?
Oh, wow.
But then 3 was killed like 3 days before the show.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
I was looking at it like, this is gonna be my big break. You know what I'm saying? So when he died, I was like, man, dang, that's over with. And then they called the next day and was like, would I do a candlelight visual? And I was like, nah, I don't think I want to come. They was like, well, you're gonna be the main artist. So I'm like, all right, bet.
I mean, it's such a sentimental and monumental moment in time. So I hope that you did it.
Yeah, and then every time I tried to come to Atlanta, like, something happened. Like, I was on my way here one time and I got in a bad accident.
Oh, no.
I was in the passenger seat, but I was asleep. So it's always something that stopped me from getting here. And after I did the candlelight visual, the promoters was like, they need me to come up to Atlanta and perform, open up for Fujiano, and then there was Money Moo the next weekend afterwards.
Okay.
So then when I came up here and opened up for Fujiano, I got off stage. My homeboys was like, Pepper Ken, like, come to his section. I'm like, man, y'all lying.
Pimpin' Ken is legendary in these streets.
Yeah.
And you already knew who he was.
Yeah, I had actually met him like 10 years prior. I had met him, you know what I'm saying? So I knew who he was. I'm from the Midwest, so I have, connections.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he was telling me about this organization that he was building. He was like, he think I should join and be the first artist of it. Like,
and
I can't really
was made.
at the time that he talking about it and telling me about it, I ain't really seeing a vision because I'm in artist mode. So when I came to his crib and I seen the people that was in the room, I was like, oh yeah, this is where I need to be at.
Yes. How
And
long ago was
there,
this?
I started coming here every weekend, driving from East St. Louis. It's like a 7-8 hour drive.
Are you serious? You used to come every weekend?
500 miles away.
500
I would
miles,
come to the
Jet
HHF
Boy?
meetings on Monday just to perform, trying to get that song out there, trying to get new people from different areas to get on the song. And I put in that work.
Yeah, you did.
Sure.
Like, for real.
And then
500
I always
miles?
had people with me that I brought with me, so I always had to go back to drop them off. But every time I came here, I was like, man, I want to stay here. I don't want to go home. And I moved here December 23rd, 2021.
2021. So so when did you get started with HHF?
I got started with HHF January of 2020.
January 2020.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, HHF is the hip hop fraternity founded by Pimp Ken Ivy, and he has put together this organization along with some notable folks like Ice Cube, and the president is
We got Ice-T on the board.
Ice-T.
We got Slab from Maybach Music on the board. We got Vito on the board.
Yes.
We got a bunch of CEOs from around the world. We got some ambassadors. There's some heavies.
And they provide information as well as education and support for independent artists. So you guys check out the Hip Hop Fraternity, especially if you're in the industry and you want some support, you want to learn, you want to be a part of a collective, a team that's actually making motion in these streets. Go to the Hip Hop Fraternity.com.
Join the team.
Join the team. So that was January 2020, and then you moved down here almost a year later, December. Or was it December 21?
I moved down here December 23rd, 2021. So it was just
almost 2 years later.
Yeah, it was a year later.
Yeah, a year later.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you put in work.
Yeah.
500 miles every weekend for a year. That's crazy.
And I did all of that after getting off the wheelchair. I was in the wheelchair for like 6 months.
What happened?
I had a blood clot situation. Running my family.
And that is unfortunately prevalent in the African American community, and it also affects truck drivers and, you know, flight attendants, people who sit for long periods of times and, you know, fly, you know, those long distance flights to like Hawaii and China and stuff like that. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad to see that, you know, it has resolved.
Yeah,
he is moving in these streets.
It caused me to have a massive heart attack first at like 31 years old. I had a massive heart attack. I was told I couldn't go to work no more. I've been working since I was 15, so I was like, I don't know how to operate without, you know, going in the streets doing something illegal or something. I ain't really know how to operate without having a job. You know what I'm saying? And I went back to work, working like 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week, and I had a mild heart attack 6 months later. So then they removed one of the blood clots off my heart, but the other one was too small for them to remove. So then after the mild heart attack, a year later in 2019, that same blood clot moved down to my leg. Yeah. And I had my leg cut from the bottom of my knee to the top of my ankle on both sides of my calf muscles. So a lot of my muscles was taken out. Yeah. So a lot of times when I was on stages or I'm driving a long time, my leg hurting and everything, but you never see me complain about it.
Wow. Wow, that is a story. You have lived. There's a lot of people that have gone through medical conditions, that are still going through medical conditions, that would love to hear about your bravery, and thank you for sharing that story with us.
Yeah, we as black people, we eat a lot of food that clog up our arteries. Right. You know what I'm saying? We love fried chicken.
It'd be so tasty.
Greasy food.
And so not good for us.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't drinking a lot of water. I was drinking a lot of sodas. So that all that could just...
It adds up.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's a learning experience. It was most definitely a humbling experience for me. I really found out who was my real friends, who was in my corner.
Oh yeah, when you have hard times, you see who your friends are because they're standing right there beside you.
They would go with family and, you know, family too, because you would think some family members gonna be there by your hospital bed. I was actually dying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just lucky to have, St. Louis got good heart doctors, so I was just lucky to be in a good system, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the cardiovascular community in St. Louis.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Well, you are on the other side of it, triumphant, and I'm so glad to see it. Yeah. I want to talk more about your music career because I love Brick by Brick.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do.
Thanks.
You were telling me you had a book.
Yeah, I got a book. You know, the book is also telling about things, about the health issues that I went through.
Right. You told your
my story of recovery and stuff of that nature. Yeah, it goes a little bit in depth about my childhood. My father being killed by a white cop when I was 4 years old. My mama went into working like overtime hours, just like working herself to death.
Single, hardworking mother.
And my granny raised me. Being a project baby, being light skinned in the hood, in the 80s and the early 90s, you know what I'm saying?
Dark skinned guys were in style back then.
Yeah, then dark skinned people felt like they could pick on the light skinned kids in the projects and where I'm from, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was always the shortest kid, so people like to pick on me a lot, but I was a fighter.
Oh, you know it.
You know, and the same way that I was, like, you know, that's the same way I am with anything I do.
You're
whether
a fighter.
It was baseball, business, clothing, filming, music. You know, I'm gonna go for the gusto.
You know it.
Yeah.
You said you were a baseball star.
Yeah.
From what age?
I started playing baseball at the age of 7.
7? Oh wow, throughout high school?
Yeah, I played all the way in high school and some college ball.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what happened to that aspect? We would have known a jetboycas as a baseball player instead of a musician.
Well, the
and
world would have
author.
knew Cottrell Williams most definitely as a baseball player. I played second base. I started at the age of 7. I played like every position on the field.
Oh wow.
When I first started, I didn't know how to hit. I didn't know how to really catch. You know what I'm saying? But I had the same coach and we had the same players, and my work ethic, I just stuck at it. So by the time,
reminds me of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. So like when I started, the first 2 years, I think we lost every game, and then when we came back, we kicking ass. You know? And then we went from state champions to national champions. You know, I would get invited to certain select games and things like that. So I was getting watched around the world early. Middle school, high school. By the time I got to the 9th grade, I knew it was like music is something that I want to do.
Really?
So I had a cousin by the name of Real. Now he goes by Michael B. Witt. He's one of the newest, hottest, biggest country artists coming out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I started working with him. He was my producer. Okay. I was in a group. And I did that all throughout my high school years. He brought out little mixtapes and things like that. I used to print up CDs.
You know it. I remember that.
When nobody else went do it, you know what I'm saying? From Black Planet to MySpace, I would be on it every day sharing this content. It was making us bigger. It was getting us bigger.
Wow. What kind of music was it? Rap? Y'all rappers?
We was like a super rap group.
Yeah.
We was like a young hot boys, cause we all from the hood.
Right.
You know, and the stories that we gave the music had substance.
Oh, it was all about the story.
We didn't make no type of bullshit music.
I know that's right.
But we just didn't know the game. We didn't know how to put out the music the correct way.
Right.
We just fed the streets.
And they loved it and ate it up. Yeah. But that's what you gotta do though. You gotta, you gotta front your move. You gotta try. You gotta put yourself out there and see what happens.
I remember we didn't even have we didn't have studio equipment. We had like a little drum pad and we had it hooked to like this radio with its cassette tapes on there. Then you gotta set the tape on one side to record the other tape. We was doing that in like the 7th and 8th grade.
School.
So you got the OGs that's hanging out in the streets and they like hearing us up there. They like, them boys making noise. And then after so long, it's like, hey, play that song y'all just
did. They became fans.
Yeah.
Shout out to the OGs.
And that's really how it started. It was like, okay, if the OGs in the hood like it, then all these other people around here, they gotta like it. You know?
That's how you know it was catchy. Who were some of your musical inspirations?
Most definitely somebody like Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Tupac.
Of course, yeah.
Two of my favorite R&B groups is H-Town and like True Hills.
Oh my God!
So it's like,
shout out to Baltimore.
These people I'm naming, it's like I almost studied them.
Really?
I studied what made them unique. I studied what type of songs they made.
Right.
You know, and so the older I got, the more and more I knew this is what I wanted to do. And when I was going to the studio in like the 9th grade, I was like skipping baseball practice. I sometimes skip school.
Right.
You know, my mama found out about it and she was like, you know, man, ain't nobody from East St. Louis gonna be no rapper, you know.
What?
Because we had never seen nobody from East St. Louis like make it with music or anything. Like, and I'm like, man, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if they can do it, you know, and it's like early as like 15 or 16, I'm like, man, I need to go down to Atlanta. But I always felt like I had to have somebody with me. I ain't had it like in me, like, you know, I'm gonna just go by myself.
Right. I mean,
I let people talk down, you know, family members, friends. Like, man, you can't do that. You know,
it ain't stop your dream, but you just wanted to proceed with caution.
Yeah. I mean, the older I get now, I realize, you know, if you could think something, that's God putting it on your mind. Right. So evidently you probably have the resources to be able to do it, or you probably got that inside of you to be able to do it if it's on your mind.
Right. You know? Because God wouldn't have put it in you if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you eventually made it to Atlanta and you're here now.
Yeah.
The first artist with a hip hop fraternity, still going strong, still showing up and being present and performing, being an integral member of the hip hop fraternity.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, jetboycas, for that.
For sure. So I had like a full scholarship ride for baseball. And
yeah.
And it's like, I wanted to do music, you know what I'm saying? So people would tell me like I was the biggest fool. So then,
you're passionate.
Nelly had came with a college for music. You know, I went to Nelly school. I learned so much there. You know what I'm saying? And then one day I had came to the house and my grandma was like, she wanted to have a 2-hour conversation with me.
Okay.
So the whole 2 hours was about me doing my music and do what make me happy. And then my granny died the next day.
No.
She said I was gonna have my own record label. She said I was gonna have my own clothing line, my own film company.
Oh my
and
God.
I got that today at Billboy Entertainment.
Are you serious?
I actually, my grandma died February 21st, 2012. I became the CEO of Billboy Entertainment February 21st, 2020.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That there's something divine there.
Yeah.
You feel it. You see it. I know. I hear you see it. That's why you said it. Wow. And she really wanted to pour that into you.
Yeah. She most definitely poured that into me for sure.
And you remember it to this day. Those words have meaning, and as you can see, they've come to fruition.
Oh yeah. I take that with me for sure.
Let's see. So tell me about your music. What are you working on these days?
Actually, when I started writing Brick by Brick, I actually was going through something with some people I thought was my day ones. Okay. And so I wrote that song, and I had put down music for a little minute. I had been filming and stuff like that. I had been working on my clothing line.
Oh.
So I had kind of like put the music down aside. And then it's like once I made Brick by Brick and I seen people reaction to it and I seen where it was taking me to, it was like, all right, I gotta make an album or something. I gotta do something.
It resonated with a lot of people because you're talking about going through, everyday struggles, and everybody goes through it, and they have to get through it brick by brick, And it just, for me, it just made me feel empowered and inspired. So thank you for that, and I know it resonates with a lot of other people like that too. So
me making my album Ill State of Mind. It was in a transition of me making that move from East St. Louis, Illinois to Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
And so I went to 2 Chainz Studio, Street Execs.
Okay.
And I worked with an engineer named Shorty Fresh.
Okay, Shorty Fresh.
And I did the album. After I did the album, I sent it to Ken. And then Ken sent me back like some audios where he was like talking this shit, you know what I'm saying? And so I put that on the album, and I just went ahead and put it out there. And then it's just like once I did that, it was like it ain't no turning back now. Yeah. I'm a little bit too deep in.
Yeah, you got fans looking for more, inspired by you, empowered by you. So you want to continue to feed them that good positive energy, that good word. It's a lot of rappers out here, talking about their life on the streets, but their perspective is different. And your perspective, for me, sounds very, just pure and real and transparent, and it is empowering. It's not violent, and it isn't, degrading or disrespectful. It's like, we got this, we're gonna get through this type energy, and I love that.
For sure.
I want to hear some of your music. Can we listen to some?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Came a long way from the project always. Posted at the store trapping out every day. Ain't had no handouts, I made my own way. They love when I'm down now, 4 pockets straight. My blood hit my line, it's a major play. I put on for my city in a strong way. Day one turn my enemies when they rob me. Got the money back and got it back. back the next day. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. My people hurt my feelings in the worst way. Why they wanna kill me in my birthplace? I'm living every day like it's my last day. I came up out the mud, I've been having my way. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Situation really made me tighten up. Same time though, I done sold a block up. My haters can't watch me run the bag up. Get the second, watch me run it like Barry Sanders. I'm with the ice cream and they can't stand us. I got about that wheelchair and ran my fans up. I'm a young black CEO, wanna come up. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. My people hurt my feelings in the worst way. Why they wanna kill me in my birthplace? I'm living every day like it's my last day. I came up out the mud, I've been having my way. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. My people hurt my feelings in the worst way. Why they wanna kill me in my birthplace? I'm living every day like it's my last day. I came up out the mud, I've been having my way. I ain't 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 having my way.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful and empowering. You got up out that wheelchair, ran your bands up.
Yeah.
I know that's right, stitch by stitch.
That song like real special to me. Like it's like my baby.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of songs. I had like 100 songs before that song, but it completely became my favorite because it's so real, like
so emotional.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's really me going deep down in my feelings, like
and you can feel it.
Yeah, like
I feel it.
Some like one of my you know, two of my peoples, like I said, I thought they was my real friends, you know what I'm saying? One of them had just came home from prison. I had been making sure I was making sure he talked to his daughter and everything. So I thought that we had a close relationship. Set me up, ride me for a pound of weed. I got the beat from the producer named Squat like 15 minutes after the robbery. And I really just like dropped to my knees when I pressed play. It's like from the moment the intro come on, it's just like everything just played out. And so the producer, his name's Squat, he made Something to Prove for Lil Baby. He turned myself in for Lil Durk, put it on the floor for Lotto.
Right.
He was on the new Drake and 21 Savage album.
Oh, that's
you know, so that was big right there.
Right.
And so I got the beat the next morning. I woke up, I'm riding around trapping, I'm playing that beat, and the words just started flowing. And my homeboy Sean Combs in the car with me. He was like, "Man, you wrote that down?" And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Nigga, that shit hard." He was like, "But I think you should put the verse first, and because I had the hook first."
Right.
So I did that, and it just fit perfectly. So I took it to my cousin, and you know, it's a home studio. Right. So we recorded it. That shit sounded like some bullshit.
No.
It didn't sound right. You know what
no.
I'm saying? And so it was like, man, I got to get this right. I'm knowing in my heart, this the one.
Right.
You know, and everybody I was letting hear, they was like, man, that's it right there. Just do it again. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin was like, he gonna call this dude named Coolin Jabray. Coolin Jabray was in the group Pop It Off Boys back in the day. They had a song, Crack That Batman.
Okay.
So I was like, dang. I get to work a squat, and I always wanted to work quill and Jabray. Let's do it. So, some things happened to where I got my get back. You know what I'm saying? And I drove straight to Carbondale, Illinois, which is like 2 hours away from East St. Louis. I recorded that song. And I ain't never looked back from there. I was on the road because I thought I was going to be in trouble for what I had done. So I just stayed on the road for as long as I could stay. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's why I say it's like my baby, and I really poured everything into it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Wow. That's powerful. And you were able to, connect with, some power players in the industry at the time, and that was new to you then, is that correct?
Yeah, actually, coming down here, I met so many people fast.
Right.
And each opportunity led to another opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, when you meet people in the industry and they see your talent, they see your work, they want to immediately listen at you and work with you.
Yeah. If I was any artist was like coming up in the game, I should be one of them artists that you want to work with, because I'm gonna really stand behind your product. So I'm gonna help you push it.
Yeah.
And I ain't asking for a lot of money.
You work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're serious about your talent, your craft. You do it for fun. It's not work to you.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people come in and is doing it for money.
Yeah, like instant, fast money. You know what I'm saying? It's about the passion that you have for the industry, for your art, your music. It's about the message you're trying to spread.
Sure.
And I feel like that you are successfully doing that. I don't want you to ever stop.
I like all kinds of music. This style of music I'm doing right now is trap R&B.
Okay, I'm with it.
Actually, that's something I've been doing since 1999. Everybody was in that thug mentality area in 1999. So like, you can't be singing and rapping. I'm like, this gonna be the next biggest thing.
Oh yeah,
and
come on,
like
Nate Dogg did it. Nate Dogg did it. Remember?
Yeah, Nate Dogg was doing it already, but he was more so singing. He wasn't really rapping.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But he
and
was
then
singing.
Drake came in 2007 and changed the whole game.
Yeah,
and you got rappers now that's singing, and then you got singers that's rapping.
But you was doing it in '99.
I was doing this shit already.
Right, right. You're the originator.
I started singing at the age of 4.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? I wrote my first rap at the age of like 8 years old. I had a curse word on every line, and I got a whooping for it. But those type of things, carry you into your grown life, because when I'm singing brick by brick off the head, and then when I wrote it down, it's like you look at it, you listen to it, it's like no curse words in there. It's like no profanity. It's like a little bit of, you heard a little bit of negativity that happened to me, but other than that, everything's positive.
Right.
And that's kind of the mode that I was in.
I love that. You still in that mode.
Yeah, for sure.
You carry that aura about you. You know what I mean? That's why it's so defining. I feel like that's why it's also special to you and special to so many others. Because you poured your passion into it, you told your story, and it wasn't violent. It was just purely about, building and overcoming.
Yeah. And, us as people, we get broken when we go through things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know how to climb out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so many of us
a lot
tear
of
each other down.
violence come out of anger and frustration, and not knowing where to go and what to do, who to call on. It's just always been in me, like, I'm gonna do something for myself, like, I get that from my people. I get that from my peers that I came up with. The older people, they always was doing something, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I live my everyday life.
Your music is healing, Jet Boy.
Yeah. Well, definitely. It's like the whole time it was just playing over here. Like every time I'm sitting down, like I just close my eyes. It's like the whole life is in a movie, like in my head almost.
Wow.
So eventually, like that book I was telling you about, it's gonna turn into a movie too. Like,
oh my God, I would love that. Are you gonna tell your story?
Yeah, it's gonna actually start with Brick by Brick. It'll start with Brick by Brick, and then I'm gonna give videos for my album, and all of it be like little bits and pieces. It'd be like short films almost.
Like The Reasonable Doubt, the
yes,
Jay-Z did?
yeah. Michael Jackson did it with all his videos. It's like storyline.
I remember that.
So like I took a music appreciation class. So that, like I listen to all type of music, Indian music.
Oh, wow.
My next step is to do Southern Soul.
Oh, now what is that gonna consist of?
My Southern Soul music is gonna give you the lover side of me. I'm a Gemini.
Yeah.
So
shout out to the Gemini gang.
It's gonna take you into the more intimate side of Cass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the ladies are gonna love to hear that.
Yeah.
Because we want R&B. We like the slow music. We like to feel, loved.
Yeah.
And we like to hear about a man loving on a woman because we like to daydream about that in our own personal lives. So I'm sure that's going to be equally as hot, especially coming from you because you give that positive energy. So I can imagine the passion that you're going to put into that project as well.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So what does 2024 have in store for jetboycas?
Right now I got a new album. I'm like putting the finishing touches on it.
Ooh, new album coming soon, 2024.
And,
Okay, what's the title?
It got some big time features on it. Artists like BRB, Loopy, got Mo3 on that joint, Bone the Mac,
Nice.
DeAndre Perry, man, Murdoch the Blues, man, Jay Wine. So got some power punches. My first album, I didn't do no features.
Yeah. That's not uncommon.
I just wanted to show the world what I could do.
Your talent, right?
Yeah. And now it's time to work with other artists. I'm open to work with other artists.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do it for free. Yesterday's
price is not today's price.
And so like the finishing touches on the book, started finding actors to play these roles.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting. The short film video.
I want to get an artist on Billboard Entertainment. With St. Louis blowing up right now with Sexy Red and the girls.
Right.
I'd love to get me a female artist, but probably gonna work with a male artist. I don't know if I'm gonna get a rapper or R&B singer or some of that nature.
Okay, so you're looking for artists. Do you want them to tap in with you?
Yeah, and revamp on my clothing line that's coming.
Okay, got a lot in the motion.
I got my hands
right
on a lot of things.
Revamp the clothing line.
I'm also a CEO of the St. Louis chapter of the HHF. I'm about to fly out to Sacramento, California, and help them with the HHF and their chapter out there.
Wow.
We supposed to do a world tour. HHF supposed to do a world tour with Ugly Money.
Nice.
So, get back on the road, touching the people.
Got to.
I just came from Vicksburg, Mississippi. I was out there with Boosie, Mississippi Gino, the HHF Mississippi CEO. That was pretty big. I went back to St. Louis. My boy Bone the Mac from Houston, he had a show up there, him and Mike Fresh. I went through that thing, you know what I'm saying? Come back down here, we doing big things. I
told you he'd be moving.
Yeah, I'm just not stopping.
Like, hey Jeff, where you at? you sent me the emoji of the jet,
the airplane emoji,
the plane.
The jet.
He's always going.
The jet emoji for sure.
Oh my God! So listen, if you're an artist out there and you think you got what it takes, and I'm sure that you do, tap in with jetboycas. Hit him on his DMs, and so he can let you know if you got what he's looking for, and advise you, how to go ahead and tighten it up so that you can get right. Okay.
I give out a lot of free game.
I believe you. Because you're positive and you're a good person. He pours into other people. So get poured into. Reach out. Talk to jetboycas. Send him your music. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for some hot artists, and hopefully it can be you.
Sure.
Yeah. So revamp clothing line. Tell me about it.
Okay, so my clothing line is Billboard NT.
And
so when I started it, I just started with like my logo. And I just kind of like did t-shirts.
Right.
But started to get a little bit more of everything. Now you're gonna get hoodies, you're gonna get the jumpsuits, you're gonna get the hats, you're gonna get the boxers, the socks. So if you one of them persons that put that shit on,
right,
I want you to put on my brand.
When do you plan on the rollout?
My birthday in June, so a lot of things is I'm gonna release is gonna be in June.
Around the time. Okay, so look out for Villa Boy clothing line.
June 2024.
June 2024.
Yeah,
So exciting.
And I plan on get some more acting roles too.
As you should.
So I've been in like Desi Banks gas station skit. I was in Rich Life Man. This movie.
Streets Don't Let Nobody.
I was in Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy.
Yeah, episode.
Uncle Billy. Shout out to Rich Life Man.
Yeah. So I plan on getting more acting roles. Tyler Perry, man, what's up, man? Hey, let a brother in. 50 Cent. Can I get on BMF?
Right.
Shout out to BMF. That's family.
Yes. Yeah, that is family.
Yeah.
Shout out to BMF.
Free Big Meech.
Always. 100. We got to get you where you need to be because you are already there. It's been written for you.
Yeah.
You know, your grandmother told you that. So, and you're fulfilling all those prophecies right now.
For sure.
I'm so happy for you, and I can't wait to see you on the big screen because apparently that is next for you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's exciting. Get
sure.
you an IMDb. What's it, IMDb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jetboycas.
Sure.
So you want to go by your full name, Cottrell?
It's just like Cottrell Williams and brickbybrick.
Yeah.
I got Brick by Brick in the movie right now.
Oh, which movie?
My Ex is My Next, and it's on Amazon Prime.
I'm excited.
So y'all make sure y'all go stream that movie.
My Ex is My Next on Amazon Prime. You can hear Jetboycas song Brick by Brick in the movie. I'm so proud of you.
And it's also in Boosie's new documentary. The autobiography.
Yeah, Lil Boosie's autobiography. Okay, so now
Cross the Tracks.
Yes, Cross the Tracks.
Yeah.
They had the whole red carpet and everything for that. That was a big deal. You guys gotta check that out.
Boosie is another one of the artists that I looked up to coming up. Pimp C.
Oh yeah.
You know, him working with Pimp C.
Legends for real.
Just coming up out of Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is like East St. Louis, so I could really connect to Boosie.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the hood is hard. And the streets are dangerous.
The crime rate in East St. Louis is so high.
Wow.
It's only 89 blocks, and we got a lot of unsolved murders. We always
so
up there.
Sad.
With the cities that's in the murder capitals. They add us in with St. Louis, so we kind of be like in the top 10 a lot. Jeez. So it's very hard making it out of East St. Louis alive, making it past 21. Jesus. I ain't promised.
Not 21. That is horrible. You're still a baby at 21.
Actually, one of our biggest rappers from my city just got killed. Rest in peace, Mud Bugatti. But it's just like, I went through some things, and I could just say that God is good all the time.
And I'm so glad that you're here. And you're rising. Yeah. And you're arrived and you're rising.
And then when we see people that do make it home, they don't come back home. They forget about us.
Right.
So I didn't want to be that type of person either, even though that people was telling me like, man, you ain't got to come back home so much, man. We don't want nothing to happen to you. I'm coming home. I'm touching people. I don't fear no man but God.
It's a good heart. And I see you pouring back into the community and then your local community as well. Jetboy, that means a lot to so many people. You probably don't even realize how deeply you touch some people who didn't think that, anybody cared about them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that you don't have to do.
Yeah.
So thank you for being the person that
would do that. It's a bunch of young men that's growing up without father figures.
Right.
And they don't know which way to go.
Right.
And most likely they're going to pick up a gun.
Right. Because that's the culture where they are.
Some type of bad habits.
Right.
So I'm here. You can reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? I would like to go around to different schools, high schools, colleges.
Right.
And speak to the kids. Like,
it's something that I can definitely see you doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, would you like them to reach out to you for advice?
Yeah, you can reach out to me.
Talk to Jet Boy. You know, if you just want to get some, just some guidance on a particular, situation that you may be in. Maybe your father's not around, no positive male figures in your life. Reach out to Jet Boy. You never know. He's gonna respond. He's gonna let you know. Maybe give you some advice on how to handle that situation. Of course, he's only one man, but that you never know how that advice can change your life. So give it a try. Reach out. Don't ever stop asking for help.
Mass incarceration, the prison system is like being a new slave
Right.
in today's world.
I agree.
Getting into trouble is easy, and it's so hard to get out of. So like I caught cases, gun cases, things of that nature, and once I walked them papers down and got off probation for that and did what I had to do with that, like I haven't been in trouble. I haven't had no police run-ins. You live and you learn.
And you can teach the next young man how not to get in those situations or to prevent those holes that are designed for them to fall into, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wow, Jet Boy. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. You're an amazing role model for Black men.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Do you have any shout outs or any thank yous you'd like to say?
Shout out to my team, because my team, they is everything. They keep me going. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like I can't give up right now. I got too many people riding on it. Shout out to the hip hop fraternity.
HHF?
With the help of the HHF, brickbybrick is at 150,000 streams right now.
Wow.
I want to say shout out to my mama.
Shout out, mama.
Shout out to Charlene. I want to say the shout out to my city, East St. Louis.
That's right.
And I want to give a biggest shout out to Atlanta.
Ow.
Because I love Atlanta. I love this place. And the folks here, they love me.
Yeah, they do. And I'm so glad that you were able to come here and just bask in your talent and elevating it, because without that just exposure, you wouldn't be able to pour back and give back and create and inspire people like you have been doing. So I'm so glad that it was written.
For sure.
For sure. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. This is jetboycas, an amazing author, musician, CEO, actor, as well as a clothing brand designer here, and a role model for our community. Thank you so much for being on the show, Jet Boy.
I've never heard somebody make me sound so good.
I am. Well, you doing all the work. I'm just paying attention.
Yeah.
So make sure you're following. Click that follow button to follow jetboycas. And if you're an artist and you're looking for advice on your music, or you think you got that shit and you want to go ahead and get him to listen to it, so maybe he can put you on that label, go ahead and DM him. And of course, if you're a young man and you have questions and about life and you're struggling and you want to reach out, he's here to listen. So go ahead and hit that DM button and tap on in with jetboycas. You never know where that one click may lead your life into a positive direction, because that's what we want. Okay.
For sure. Follow me on Instagram at jetboycas_19. Add me as a friend, or follow me on Facebook. It's mzzwaters on Facebook.
And I'm going to have that in the description. Okay, so you make sure you tap in. Thank you guys so much for watching the World TV Live. I'm Miss Kia Waters, and this is jetboycas. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.